Deep inside my heart, I've got this everlasting light is shining like the sun. It radiates on everyone, and the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live, it's what I'm living for. Deep inside my heart, I've got this everlasting light is shining like the sun. It radiates on everyone, and the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live, it's what I'm living for. Deep inside my heart, I've got this everlasting light is shining like the sun. It radiates on everyone, and the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live, it's what I'm living for. Deep inside my heart, I've got this everlasting light is shining like the sun. It radiates on everyone, and the more that I give, the more I've got to give. It's the way that I live, it's what I'm living for.
Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Yay. Well, as you're finding your seats, I'm going to share a few things that are happening. Welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, first of all. My name is Michelle LeMay, and I'm happy to be back. Yay! Today, directly after service, we have our monthly Wrap with the Revs. So we invite you to stay afterwards to learn more about the spiritual journey of both Reverends Rita and Patrick, and then some of the leaders, and then some of your fellow colleagues, I guess, your spiritual colleagues. So pretty much it's directly after service. We'll just circle up. It's pretty informal. It's just about sharing and getting to know our community a little bit more and a little bit deeper. So please stay for that. And then next Sunday, this is very important and very fun and very exciting. Once a year in January, we host what's called the Sacred Journey, when some folks from here on Kauai, from the mainland, from Canada, they come and they participate in a retreat, and we are here to help facilitate that. But we always do a big party. So next Sunday, it's going to be, the service will be at Lidgate Park. So please keep that in mind. It will not be here. It will be at the big pavilion at Lidgate Park. It is a potluck. So there is a sign-up sheet in the back, and Roseanne will be floating around with that after the service. So please bring something, please come. It's really a celebratory event for the folks that are here for the retreat, but also just for all of us as a community to celebrate. There's extra music, there's Sacred Earth Choir, of course the potluck that always brings lots of peeps. So spread the word, let people know, and for those of you who are watching that are on island, if you want to come, you can take off your PJs and come and join us down at Lidgate Park. So we also need volunteers. We need help setting up, we need help breaking down. Ron LeMay here in the front has a sign-up sheet for that. We do start about 7 o'clock in the morning to help start setting up, even though the service is still at 9. It's the same time, just different location. And then after for cleanup and breakdown. So whatever it is in your heart to do to feel to help us out, we'll always appreciate it. So please keep that in mind. And then we do have a really great workshop that's going to be coming up called Playing the Matrix. But for that, I am going to introduce and invite Reverend Diane to come share about that, because she's going to be facilitating it.
Good morning, everyone. You guys know who Mike Dooley is? The Tut guy. The universe speaks. He sends notes from the universe. Anyway, he's got a brand new book called Playing the Matrix. And I'm going to be facilitating a workshop based on this new book. You can get it at Amazon. It's $15 for the hardback or $10 for the Kindle version. And so I hope those of you who sign up will order that right away so we can read it together. I want to just tell you what he says about this material. It's just that rarely, if ever, have you ever been taught about your unimaginable power, except here on Sunday. Not being told the truth has never stopped the truth from being the truth. And so we're going to be talking about how you can gain a better understanding of who you are, how you got here, what you're doing here, and what you can still do with your time in this thing called life. And so I hope you'll join us. It's January 22nd, 29th, and February 5th. It's 3 consecutive Monday evenings from 6 to 8 p.m. We're offering a special deal for you if you decide to sign up for all 3 at once. It's $50 or $20 at the door each night. So you get to choose. And this is really special material about bringing what we really want into our life and how to do that. So I hope you'll consider joining us. And I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Mahalo.
Thank you, Reverend Diane. And there is a sign-up sheet and extra flyers out back on the information table for that event as well. All right, well, thank you for your kind attention. I'd like to introduce Reverend Rita and Reverend Patrick. You can clap.
Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, it's like,
oh, they're up here now.
You never saw us before or something. It's like very, yeah. Just one thing about the lid gate next week. Just make sure to tell everybody. We'll e-blast and email, but please, when you
Use
see
the
people,
coconut wireless,
people don't
in
come
other
every
words.
week. I don't understand that, but they don't come every week, so they really do. And last year there was people like scratching at the door and stuff like that, and they don't need to do that because we're an island. We'll tell them all. There you go.
All right. So welcome again, and we're going to take a moment to recognize peace. And we're going to light our big candle, if you haven't seen it, but in 2018 we mean business. So we bought an extra big candle, and I don't mean to make light of it, but we do mean business. Oh, my God. Okay, humor is good, right? Humor is good. Anyway, okay, there's nothing that's not holy. Humor, everything is holy. There's a song like that, everything is holy now. So let's just take a moment to recognize peace within ourselves. And as we recognize it within ourselves, we are taking that energy that we feel within ourselves and letting it radiate out into the world. And we do that just by being ourselves, being our peaceful selves. So let's take a moment of silence for peace. And so it is. Thank you, everyone. And thank you for being here today. And so you are in a Center for Spiritual Living, where we practice something called the science of mind and spirit. It is a science and a spiritual science in that we can prove it because we have something very powerful, which is our consciousness, our minds, and we get to use them on purpose. And that's what this whole teaching is about, is using our minds on purpose, not our brains, but our minds, our consciousness. So that is what we practice here. And we do it by remembering who we are. That's the main thing, is remembering our true identity, remembering the power that we have, remembering that we are the light of the world in every moment and get to live our lives from that place. So welcome to Center for Spiritual Living, Kauai.
And Happy New Year. Just as a little side note here, Science of Mind and Spirit is 100 years old this year, except when you really think about it, It's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years, because Ernest Holmes, who's the founder, synthesized all of the great mystics and brought it all up here. But the last 100 years, we've been celebrating like this, coming together, celebrating our history. So we're going to be really honoring that this year. So proud to be a part of that. So who is here for the very first time? I see, you cannot hide. You know why? Because you have little things on, and if you don't, we'll get you. She's like, no, I don't. No, I don't. But anyone else over here that I did not see? There you go. Well, one thing I just want to let you know, we found out some things about you, and we would like to share them with everyone if you don't mind. Would that be okay? Great. Okay, shall we? Okay. She's going to, oh my God, my aunt, what did she say? What did she say? This is what's happening. You are magnificent. And she is so relieved in this moment. And we know that about you, because just like with peace, we cannot have peace if we don't have it within ourselves. We know it about you because we know it about ourselves. So shall we say it together? I am magnificent. And right behind you, where Rob is standing looking very, very professional, with the little things on his ears and everything. But there's a camera staring at us, and that is people on the mainland. We know a lot of people out there that tune in live here, and people on the island, like Michelle said, that are in their pajamas. Come on down here. But what we want to do is let them know exactly who they are, and we appreciate so much of you joining us on Sunday. So shall we? You are magnificent. There you go. So just to your left, to your right, tell somebody who they are. You are magnificent. You're magnificent. Oh my gosh.
You are magnificent.
Sit, Harry. So why don't you stand up and bring all that magnificence into our opening song with our wonderful Maria Christine and Luis.
Luis on the drums.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. No more living in fear, I'm gonna let it shine. No more living in fear, I'm gonna let it shine. No more living in fear, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
So what I know right here and right now is that there's only one power, one source, one life. That life is God, whatever we want to call it. It's one thing, and it's living and breathing through all of creation. It's living and breathing through me and through each and every person in this room right here and right now. In that light, that love, that divine energy, that source, I recognize it in each and every person here and emanating out of my own heart. And I am so grateful to know that we are here together today on purpose to recognize each other, to live the dream of life, of love, of divinity through each and every one of us as we walk on this earth. I know we walk as God, we walk as light, we walk as love. That's what we do, and that's what we're doing here today. So I know we raise our consciousness today, and we raise the consciousness of the planet at the very same time by being the light and love that we are. So I bless this service. I know it unfolds perfectly in all of its perfection. It just flows from moment by moment by moment, and we all get exactly what we need from it. Exactly. And we all give exactly what we need to give. and I know it's a perfect unfoldment. As I just take this word that I have spoken, I give gratitude for its manifestation, and I release it into law right here and right now, knowing that it is done as we affirm together, and so it is now.
All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This bright light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Malia Reed, and I'm so happy to be here. I'm exceptionally happy today because I just moved into a brand new, beautiful home. So I'm really happy. Anyway, back to the service. I would like to invite everyone just to start taking some deep breaths if that feels comfortable. Just breathing in that good prana. And if you feel like closing your eyes, that would be wonderful. If not, just looking through your eyelashes. It's more relaxing. Inhaling deeply and exhaling completely. Nowhere to go, nothing to think about. Just settling into your seats, your chairs, knowing that you're in a safe place. We're surrounded with golden white light, surrounded with love. What I know is there's one power and one presence in the universe that I call God, that I call good, that I call love, that I call divine spirit. It's everywhere present. And I'm so grateful for this healing, beautiful, loving light that's here right now at the Center for Spiritual Living. I could feel it. And I just am so grateful that I also forgot to read my quote. I'm going to start over.
It's all beautiful.
Sorry.
Don't start over. There you go. Talk. There we go. Yeah. There you go.
Okay. All right. This is by in the Science of Mind magazine, or textbook. It's called "Let Us Learn to Be Still and Let the Truth Speak Through Us." Let us learn to be still and let the truth speak through us. So now let's close our eyes and just let the truth flow through us right now in this beautiful moment, at this beautiful place with all these lovely beings here. I'm so happy to be here this morning, and I'm so grateful for all these beautiful people. And I just know that there's one power and one presence in the universe that I call God, that I call good, that I call love, that I call light, that I call glory, that I call splendor, that I call miraculous, magnificent. It's everywhere. It's in everyone. It's in every cell of every being, of every person here and everyone on the planet. And we're all one with this beautiful power and this beautiful essence, because there is no spot where God is not. So it's in all of us, from the tiniest baby to the biggest whale in the ocean, from every state in the United States to every country, to all the people everywhere in all the countries, to the far reaches of the universe and beyond. And we're all one with this infinite intelligence, this beautiful presence that's here right now. And what I know is that right here and right now, we are being transformed. I'm declaring this right now. We're being transformed by the renewing of our minds. This transformation is happening. It's easy. It's flowing with rhythm, with sweetness, with love, because it's a new beginning, it's a new year. It's easier to do that now. Feeling that love flowing in, feeling all the peace that's coming in for the new year, all the love, the light, the laughter, the transformation. I'm so eternally grateful for the light and the love and the transformation and the beginning of this new year. And I just say thank you. I say mahalo, mahalo, mahalo for this beautiful transformation that's happening right here and on planet Earth right now. I'm so eternally grateful. And I release my word to the law, and as we say together, and so it is. Thank you. I'm going to read the quote again. Let us learn to be still and let the truth speak through us. And so it is. Thank you.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. Letting fear and worry fall away from me. I open my eyes to see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when it seems I've lost my way, when I go inside and quiet my mind, I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Thank you, Malia. It's okay. Sometimes things, when you do a spiritual mind treatment at the beginning of anything and you say everything's unfolding perfectly, everything's unfolding perfectly. Even if you forget something, there's a reason for everything. Sometimes we don't even know what that is. And those of you who've never been here before don't know what I'm talking about, but it's going to make a great point because the point of today is about renewing our minds. Be ye transformed by the renewal of your minds. And sometimes, I think sometimes when we make little mistakes, I know I made a couple this week, we tend to, or not we, but I can tend to, and maybe you can identify with this, I can tend to like kind of beat myself up over it or think that now I've ruined everything because I did that particular thing or said that particular thing. But that's not the truth. Because the truth is, yeah, sometimes things don't go the way we had planned, let's say, but we don't have to take that on. We can forgive ourselves in the moment. And I call it like pivoting. Do you know how dancers, those of you that are dancers, they do a pivot and you can turn in a different direction? So you can take a moment and just ground yourself and pivot. Center yourself and pivot back into who and what you truly are. And my commitment this year and I'm not going to call it a resolution because I don't believe in resolutions. I believe in making decisions because, I remember I used to make a lot of resolutions on New Year's Eve, like I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to do this, And then by February, you know, all the gyms, I guess, I guess all the gyms get lots of memberships in January, and they bank on that, right? But in reality, I don't like to call them resolutions. I like to call them decisions. I make a decision, and when I make a decision, then I've made a decision. But the truth about a decision is I have to make it sometimes every moment. So what I've committed to this year is the decision, 'cause since our goal, our overall message this year is transformation, then I have to commit myself to that idea, and I've committed myself to the idea that I get to renew my mind in every single moment. And if something happens, I don't just give up and say, oh, well, I did that, and now I don't get to bring myself back, or I beat myself up. No, I get to renew my mind in that moment. That is my decision. And so I've already had to do it, like at least, I don't know how many times this week. But I was glad, because once you make a decision and you remind yourself of that decision and you realize you're the one, as someone said to me, that's the author of our life. We are the author of our life. When we make a decision, then we stick by that decision, and we get to live by that decision, and we get to walk into experience knowing that we don't wait and see what's going to happen. We know that whatever happens, we're ready for it, and we get to walk in as that, whatever that decision we made. Like if we decide, like I'm going into an experience where I know I'm going to have to be, I've made the decision already that I'm going to be a presence of love in this experience, no matter what. I am going to be a presence of love. So something comes up when I walk into that experience, I remember that I said that. And if I have to keep renewing my mind 1,000,000 times, I'll renew it 1,000,000 times. It doesn't matter. It takes practice. What's that quote? How do you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. Well, it is true. I think I've said it before from up here that we think that sometimes that things happen like instantaneously, and they do. But sometimes it takes a few times. It takes a little, thinking a little higher and practicing thinking from a higher place, especially when we're bombarded on a daily basis with stuff. So, yeah. And so when we use the word mind, I just want to make clear what that is. When we use the word mind in this teaching, we're talking about consciousness. We're not talking about our brains. Our brains are something totally different. They're actually manipulated by our minds, right? By our consciousness. And we use our brains on this earth plane because we need them for whatever reason. Sometimes, apparently I heard we don't use very much of them. But that's evident in some places that we walk, right? But behind that brain, the thing that which is eternal is our consciousness, right? And we get to renew that consciousness and expand that consciousness, and then we'll start thinking from a higher place. It's not the opposite. We can't try to figure out, like how we're going to think from a higher place. No, we have to expand our consciousness. Remember who and what we are, and remember, my God, if this is really the truth, and I know that it is, that I'm looking out there and I'm looking at God, and I'm looking at divinity, and I'm looking at power and light and energy and source. What is there that I couldn't do? What is there that I couldn't do? What is there that I couldn't be? What is there that I couldn't love? I mean, it's just like amazing. And that's what this year is about. It's about raising consciousness, not somebody else's. That's the trick. We can't raise somebody else's consciousness. The only way we try, we think we can fix things and make them think the same way we think and all of that kind of stuff. But boy, that's exhausting, isn't it? It is like totally exhausting. I see it on a daily basis and very close to me, but I won't go into that. Okay. But I know. No. Oh, no, not this guy. Not immediate. Okay, no. I know, but that's not what I meant. All right. What I meant is there's people in our lives sometimes, and not my husband over here. Him and I are like on the same plane. I never tried to change him. I knew better than that the day I met him. Okay. That's why I fell in love with him, because of how he was anyway, and is, and always is, and he's always changing too. That's the great part. Anyway, where was I? Anyway, I think I was talking about changing other people, and how painful that can be, and it is, and it's a useless project, and it's only going to. I mean, there's so many better projects we can have. We can work on ourselves, and when we work on ourselves, and we work on seeing things from a higher perspective, that really, guys, things change. Things just don't look the same anymore. What I realize about myself is I think differently. I don't think the same way other people think. Like, I don't think like the same way racial consciousness thinks. I don't think the same way about aging. I don't think the same way about anything, about money, about anything. I think differently. And I don't see things like Ernest Holmes always used to say, stop being so morbid. And I see like people that live in morbidity. There's a difference between being sad and being morbid. Right? We get sad and we have things happen to us and we feel really sad. And that's okay. But morbidity is a different thing. It's like I can't even define it. It's like a creepy thing. It's like you don't think anything's ever going to get any better and you live in despair all the time. And that's different than sadness. Sadness is something we feel, and we should get in touch with that and not let ourselves not be sad when we feel sad, but let us not dwell in morbidity. And I think that's the key. So, yeah, yeah, right? So I'm on a new track this year. I'm turning and I'm pivoting continually, and I'm gonna give myself the grace of being able to do that, because so many times, like especially as you get deeper into this teaching, which I know a lot of you are doing that and are working on that. As you get deeper in, you think that once you've gotten deeper in, that you maybe don't have the same issues anymore. Well, you don't. But you have them from a deeper level, and you get to go deeper, and you're always going deeper. So I'm going to give myself a break this year, and I hope that all of you give yourselves a break in every moment, and know you can change your mind at any moment. You can make a new decision. If you fall off the spiritual wagon, that's okay. It's no big deal. This is all a journey anyway, right? And that quote from the Bible, the one about be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. So, I mean, that part of it makes a lot of sense. Don't be conformed to the world, because the world is telling us a lot of stuff. The world of conditions is telling us a lot of stuff that's not real. It's real in that it's a fact, but it's not a necessary. It's not a necessity. And we get to not be conformed by that. That's what this transformation year is about, is to raise ourselves above the world. The great master teacher, he said what? I'm in the world, but I'm not of it. There's a difference. We're in the world and we're walking on the physical plane because we're here and we've got these bodies, right? But in reality, behind it all is just spirit. That's what we really are. So we don't have to let ourselves be heavy down by all the stuff. We get to raise ourselves up, and it takes practice. It takes practice. And the next part of that quote is, okay, so, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and perfect will of God. Now, when I was a little girl, I was Catholic, and so that meant something different to me, the will of God. But what the will of God is, when they use that term, in our teaching, the will of God is good. It's only good. So the will of being conformed, keeping your mind conformed, right? Or not conformed, but renewed, so that you can see the good, so that you can be in the good, so that you can live the good, right? Not you live the good, that's it, and you'll start to see the good, and you'll even look a fact in the face that's really horrific fact, and you'll be able to sink into that place and see through it. And I think, the veil is getting thinner and thinner. I really believe that it is. Between this world and whatever world there is, it's all one world, seen and unseen. And I can attest to that I feel that it's getting thinner and thinner and thinner, and we are transforming, as Malia said in her treatment. So, yeah, so that's what I'm knowing about this new year. And I would hope that I would trust that all of you will get on board and that being transformed, you'll transform your life in any way that you want to transform it, whether it's in the area of love, in the area of health, in the area of prosperity, anything. There's no limit to any of it. There really isn't. And it's not airy-fairy, it's solid. And that's what's great about this teaching is we get to walk it. And when we walk it and use it, we get to see the results. That's why it's a science, like I said before, because we get to see the results. And I know so many people in this room that have seen the results by walking it. And I walk it. And we should walk it and we should talk it. Not trying to convert anybody, but by being that presence, by being that example. Don't, like I said before, don't try to change somebody. The best thing to do is to be an example so that they want, oh, I want what he's having. I want what she's having. That was a line from some movie, right? Anyway, I won't go there. I won't go there, though. It still pertains, right? So, yeah, so when you walk down the street, you want people to say, I want what he's having. I want what she's having. And you're doing that already. So let's just continue in that. So Happy New Year. I'm really grateful to be here and to be able to stand up here and to be able to be with you all and to have this community. And I'm just grateful. So Namaste, which means what? The divinity in me honors the divinity in you. Yeah, and we are one. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Malia.
All that is forever hold me in your presence and open up my guidance and melt me into you. And please protect me in times of darkness. Eternal love, I need your tenderness. I passed up everything I was praying for, and now I've never wanted anything more. My closest friend, the world around you and see you everywhere. Remember when I felt alone, even when you were right there. Please show me how to know you and always got my way. So my arms are all around you while I'm living in yours, night and day. Flow with me, breathe with me, love through me. Show me what I need to see that I don't. Flow with me, breathe with me, love in me. Wherever you are is where I wanna be. Flow with me, breathe with me, love through me. Show me what I need to see that I don't. Flow with me, breathe with me, love in me. Wherever you are is where I wanna be. You are the best of the best, and we belong together. Oh, and one day hopefully love will be all you'll see when you look into me, and we'll be together. This time forever, forever and ever, forever and ever. Ooh, forever and ever. Ooh, forever and ever.
Ah, just beautiful. Thank you. Let's give it up again. It's just so beautiful. Thank you. Well, Happy New Year, y'all. Y'all. Well, I've had 7 New Year's Eves this week. And just to take off, and a little bit of Rita's, that we can start over again and again. As I spoke last week, my intention this week is, this year and this week and this day, is to be poised in spirit. Well, good question. How's it going? It's had some moments, but I love what Rita was talking about, because every day has to be a new day, a new year, a new moment, a new thought. This picking one day out a year is just fun. It's just fun. It gives us an excuse to celebrate. I celebrate New Year's, to tell you the truth, on my birthday, because I believe that's when it all began. And if you know me, you probably know that I probably do believe that. And but I love this idea about conforming, not to conform to the pattern of this world, but to be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And I used to hear it as the renewal of your spirit. I always said, the renewal of my spirit. And I'm thinking, my spirit doesn't need any renewal. Spirit has never needed any renewal. Our idea about spirit, our idea about God, good, call it whatever you want, is where we renew. Wow, can you imagine if spirit needed renewal? We would be in a lot of trouble, just so you'll know. Because that's something I get to depend on. I get to depend on that. And this whole year is about transforming. Another way of looking at it, when you think about it, transforming kind of has this idea of that something's not right with us, that we need to change something about us. Bless you. I was thinking the other day how much time we spend trying to change something, whether it be ourselves, whether it be other people, whether it be whatever. We spend a lot of time, and I'm always thinking to myself, what would we do with all of our time if we weren't always trying to change something, be something, do something? This week I've been very challenged in a very good way. When you start getting deeper into what you believe, it just seems like everybody comes in to make sure that, what I call it, stump the minister. Because I walk around and I know what I believe, And it feels so good, poised in what I believe. And then somebody came up to me the other day and they said, I don't believe that. And I said, well, hallelujah. And I was really challenged because they said, no, I'm not at a place where I can believe that you're saying that things are going to be better, it's going to be good. And they got wild. They got wild on me. And I could handle it. That was the best part. I said, well, you're in a good place, man, because I do believe it. So I'll tell you what, I'll believe it until you can. That's what we do. I have taken this week in such power to realize who I really am. Not just what I've said before, time and space and all of that, but what I do as a metaphysician. What we do as metaphysicians needs some honor. Needs absolute honor. It is amazing to me. Oh, I feel it coming. You know how I get. It amazes me that when I go to a physician and they tell me everything that I shouldn't put in my body and tell me everything that's not going to go right and show me the x-rays and show me all of that stuff, that I'm supposed to just naturally believe you. But when I, as a metaphysician, say, what crap are you putting in your thoughts, your mind, your entire being, then I'm woo-woo, or I am that, remember woo-woo? And I'm having to explain myself and pull out books and show you how we all began. I demand the same respect as a physician. I am a metaphysician, and I have dedicated my life to it. And this is what a metaphysician does. He renews your mind so that the healing can take place. If spirit needed renewal, you would never heal. I'm looking over at Janice, and we could be saying a whole different story about her this year. Give it up for her. You're not going to walk, you're not going to do this, you're not going to do what? And she said, say what? Spirit is who I am. Don't get excited, Malia. It's just happening. I do this every once in a while. And this is where I'm at. I really looked at it. And I thought, why do I have to spend extra time proving what I do as a metaphysician? Ernest Holmes says, somewhere, the whole purpose of the science of mind is to reconcile the apparent separation of the spiritual world, which must be perfect, with the material world, which appears imperfect. In my little debating this week, we had another little, shall we call it, spiritual incident. That they were arguing for their limitation like they had never argued before. Whew, I love it when people argue for their limitation. I'm going to be right, man. I don't care how good life, I'm going to prove to you. And so it is. And they were talking about this, and this is happening. Okay, yeah. People, I love it when I hear, and people are going, oh, yeah, that sounds really good. Can I get back to my story? Oh, that's nice, that's nice. And I said, I got the answer for you. Do you want it? It's just an opinion. I said, you're in a house that's divided against itself. Then there's silence. Anyway, but you don't understand. It really is. I know what you're saying, but if you were in my shoes or no shoes, if you were here, you would get it. And I said, you're a house divided against yourself. And I love you. Where's our foundation? Where is our foundation? And like Rita said, this isn't about, I have plenty of reasons. A lot of people have transitioned around me, and I felt enough sadness to fill up a river. But let me just tell you something. I know that beyond that river, there's a flowing of energy that never, ever stops, never dies. And that's something I say, and I just hold dearly to me. Do you believe in signs? I love signs, don't you? You're all like, I don't know what to do. Give me a sign. Can I ask you who's giving you that sign? I need a sign. Right? Woo. I hope he, oh, no, not he. We don't believe that. Oh, I hope I can give me a sign. I got a sign over the holiday I want to share with you. I wasn't going to, but you know me. Here's the deal. I did a little sign seeking, and I said, if any of you know, if you've been here since the beginning, you know Mama was a part of my story for many years and still continues to be. Well, when she passed away, we had a little difficulty here last year. I wasn't as popular as I had been the first 55 years. And so all my 55 years got negated, and we kind of lived about the last year. But I digress. So I'm on the beach, and I'm saying, Mama, you're not there, but I'm here, and what I believe, I need a sign. I need a sign. And I'm not messing around this time. You give me a sign. And I want it for Christmas because I have already written a letter to Santa, and it has been already there. So then all of a sudden Christmas comes, and I look under the tree. No sign from Mama. No Mama sign anywhere. So then I go over to this artist's house, and I don't know if you've ever met him. He's a brilliant artist, Rob Jones. So I'm going, what? A gift for me? I knew I was going to get a gift. I just wanted to say. So I open up this beautiful gift. Mama, he had made me a picture, had painted me a portrait of my mom around the same time that she had me. So she was looking young and happening, just to let you know. And I went, holy Mama, it's a sign. And I got a little emotional. I know you find that hard to believe. And I did. And the reason it was because it kind of, in the whole month of December, if you'd been around, it had been about belief. And sometimes we toss Santa out, toss them all out, toss belief out, toss faith out, all of that, and not go to spirit. So did my mama send me that picture through Rob? Was my mom going, paint it fast, man, it's Christmas? Was it? Who cares? Who cares? That's what I just love about when people argue or they want to prove something wrong. They'll go, no, man. It's like my favorite one is there's a thing about when somebody does something wrong in Africa, I believe. They put them in the middle, and then everybody goes around the circle telling them how wonderful they are until they can really feel it again, and that's their form of punishment. And I went and I said that, and then I got another argue for limitations call. Dude, that's not even real. That was like a fake thing that they sent over the internet. Who cares? Create your own tribe, man. Why don't we doing that with each other when you make a mistake or you do anything? I said that to Rita when she said, oh, this mistake. I said, it's amazing how you haven't counted up the millions of other mistakes that you didn't make today. I don't know, at the end of the day, have you ever sat and go, wow, I didn't make a mistake there, I didn't make a mistake there. Oh my God, it was amazing. I was driving, no accident, everything. Oh my God, I'm just like a walking miracle. Oh, but you stub somebody's toe and you're ready to jump off the roof. Oh my God, what'd I do? You know? So, I know. That's how I feel. Oi. So Ram Dass tells us I help people as a way to work on myself. And I work on myself to help people. To me, that's what the emerging game is all about. And it needs repeating. I help people as a way to work on myself. And I work on myself to help people. To me, that's what the emerging game is all about. So this is the year, my friends. This is the year we stop arguing for our limitations. And when you do, you just need to hear my voice. Stop it. Stop it. Yes, sir. And I like the yes, sir, too. That works for me. So take what we are and our love. And I just know that this year, not only in our own personal lives, but in this center, in this world, let's leave 2017 where it belongs. And let's not carry the corpse of yesteryear with us. Let us just start brand new. New thought, new everything. Are you with me? Yes. I know you are. Just let me hear it one more time. Yes or no? Yes. Woo! Namaste.
Imagine the earth could be heaven. It's easy if you try. No hair below us. Above us, the beautiful sky. Imagine all the people living for today. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Maybe one day you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine there's no country. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for, and no religion too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Maybe one day you'll join us, and the world will live as one. Imagine no possessions. I wonder if you can. No need for greed or hunger. A brother to man. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. Maybe one day you'll join us, and the world will live as one.
We love that song.
Got
Thank
some
you for singing
atmosphere
it.
going on in here today, don't we? Feels good. Woo! I love it. So this is our time of affirmative giving. Oh God, I remember just when I was in Catholic school, and they used to make me teach me how to pass the thing around, you know, and I used to be like so apologetic and all of that. And what I know about giving is all it's about is circulation. It's just about, just like our blood vessels, and we're moving our bodies right now, giving and taking, and in oxygen and out. That's all that giving's about. And you can't outgive good. That's the great news. It only took me 50 years to figure that out, but I'm going to tell you something. Once I did, it was great. So this is our time to just give. And whatever it is, and just when that basket comes, look at it. Don't look around at it. If you don't want to put something in it, go like this. Just, it doesn't matter. But come from that place. I used to say, there's nothing worse for me. I used to say when we first started that I see crumbled up bills. No. Step it on your forehead. It's a dollar bill. It's something in God we trust. There's no shame around money, man. That's the other thing for prosperity. There's no shame around that. Oh, it's spiritual, but we don't talk about money. Yes, we do. You drove here in money today. You rode your bike here in money today. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you are giving from a place, and if it's consciousness, yes. So we also have an investment affirmation, which I love because we're always investing in ourselves. Will you say it with me? It's in your program. I freely and joyously give from the abundance and fullness of my overflowing wealth,
knowing my gift goes with love as it touches and blesses Center for Spiritual Living Kauai, my life, and the world. And so it is.
Yes. Yes. And thank you, Malama team, for everything you do. And I hear a little cha-ching, cha-ching. Wow.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have.
I am so grateful for everything and everybody and for all that we give today. And I'm so grateful that CSL Kauai gives 10% out into the world in trust and knowing that it all comes back 100, 1,000, a million-fold. And I just know that this is so because money is like blood. It must flow. Everything must flow, and it already is. And I'm so grateful for this gathering today and for this abundance that's already here and for the avalanche of abundance that's coming right now, right here. And as we say together, and so it is.
Hello. Do not worry. No one broke in and took all of the money that was here. There was all of this money, but we had some counters come in, and they counted. And this is what we call our building fund. Now, the banks probably would not look at this the same until we bring it in. So all I know is that this starts in consciousness. And I'm not at all worried about cash flow for that or anything bigger than that. This is a mind that made it all. It really couldn't have a mind that said, oh, that's a little too big. But what I know about it is it starts right here in consciousness. And so we're not stepping into this until the consciousness in this room is exactly where it needs to be. And the moment it does, somebody will walk up and say, oh, by the way, cha-ching. I'm never worried about the cash. I only care, and we care about the consciousness in our own lives, because when you're there at that point, boy, does it rise. Boy, does it rise in your own life and everyone around you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's true, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't think we have any children today, which is
Yes, we
great.
do.
Oh, we do?
Malia.
Oh, Malia. We have Malia. So let Malia come up here. Bring
Malia, let's
Malia
bless
up
Malia.
here.
All on
Let's
her.
bless her.
Wow, this looks like a scene from Lion King. What's going on here?
Malia!
Give it up for Malia.
Yay! And Janice, come on up. And Janice is our youth director.
And she got to be with us today, which is so wonderful.
Which is great. Be careful of that speaker as you're walking over here. So we'll have you up here, okay? Yeah, we just want everybody to meet you. So so let's give Malia her blessing. It's in your program. You are amazing. You are perfect. You are magnificent. And we love you. And so it is. Yay, Malia. And that's her dad, William.
Can everybody take space?
Yay. Yay. So, So after service, we'll be having our practitioners up here, Malia being one of them, and I'm not sure if Reverend Diane is doing her thing too. Oh, well, that's up to you. All right, but also Patrick and I for the new year are turning over a different, what do you say it?
You want to say new leaf? Don't try all
No,
those
new leaf. I don't know.
We're
Anyway,
gonna
we
do
just
something
decided that
new this year.
since our first job in this thing called Science of Mind Spirit is to be practitioners. We're ministers, yes. We get to run a center and be ministers, but our first job is practitioners. So we want the opportunity to stand up here too. So every other week, one of us will be up here, and then we'll come back when we're done. And usually it's only about 10 minutes up here. Rob will be up. And you just come up and Roseanne will be up. Good.
Oh, good.
And you just come up and just, if there's something that you want to experience in your life that you just need a little extra knowing about, that's what we're doing. All right. And that's it.
One
So-
more house rule: even though those seats look really comfy, don't use them. Just come on up here like this and let us do it, because you can get very comfortable in those chairs, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So just come on up. We're going to be up here, and
so
Rita's
just-
going up this
And there's
week.
always the treatment box back there, the spiritual mind treatment box, if you would
And
like
what is, oh,
to
did you
use
not
that.
remind she's showing you this?
Oh. Yeah, I made a, it's not up here though.
Is
Or
it
is it?
just talk
Yeah,
about
I just made a little thing about manifesting the life you want. It was my little ways of
Tips.
of what I tips for 2018. So they're out there if you want one. They're in the spiritual toolbox, but I think Anna's holding them
Anna's
right now.
holding them
Yeah.
now, so there you
All
go.
right, great. So anything else that I forgot?
I don't think so. Let's just. And
Ron
yeah,
LeMay
there we
has
go.
the sign-up sheet. Don't forget Lidgate next
That's right.
Sunday. And don't, there was something else, but I can't think of what it was.
Potluck,
Couldn't have been a
potluck.
party.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
so-
don't forget Rap with the Revs if you want to
Oh,
stay.
yeah, afterwards.
Yeah.
Great.
All right, we're
All
good.
right, you ready?
Yay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, let's stand up and let's take it out to the streets. Move these back. With our wonderful.
Away, away, so much loving in the world. Away, away, so much loving in the world. Living together as one under the golden sun. Living together as one under the golden sun. Blow Makani, cleanse my soul. Blow Makani, cleanse my soul. Away, away, so much loving in the world. Away, away, so much loving in the world. Living together as one under the golden sun. Living together as one under the golden sun. Blow Makani, cleanse my soul. Blow Makani, cleanse my soul.
And as we know, our soul is already cleansed and we have renewed our minds today. And I am so grateful for the opportunity to just bathe in the consciousness that we have all created together, that we have allowed to just be. And I am grateful for Michelle, who is not here right now, but she is back, and she's a busy girl, boy. And bringing her back to announcements, our Malama team, Anna, Desiree, and Sue. And Malia, our wonderful, wonderful practitioner. And these beautiful flowers. Peter and Arlena over there say, hey, yes, thank you. And Roseanne, who runs our bookstore, hospitality back there, he can't even look up here because he's so busy putting out whatever that is. And there we go. And Janice, who is always stood in consciousness for our youth. And we are so blessed. And George, who will be coming back soon. Maria and Luis, thank you so much. And I want to just thank this wonderful co-spiritual director that I have the honor to not only to run a center with, but to also live with and to love and to change with. As much as I am breathing, I promise you I will always, always change. And last but not least, we got some people back there that are making sound happen. We have Rob back there, who's also a wonderful portrait maker of Mama, and Jonathan, and last but not least, Reverend Patrick, right here, not afraid to say it, And thank you for all of you and everybody who is tuning in right now going, wow, what is going on there on this island? What is going on in Kauai? This is what's going on, man. Come on over for a visit. And and just thank you, mahalo, and we will just let it be and let it go, and so it is.
Away, away, so much loving in the world. Away, away, so much loving in the world. Living together as one, under the golden sun. Living together as one, under the golden sun.